Hey, what's up guys? I'm Marty, and today we're going to be building this beautiful portable chicken coop from Hen Gear. And actually I went out to visit Bryce from Hen Gear to kind of see it for myself, and I gotta tell you, it is a freaking beautiful hoop house. Although it kind of arrived as a hot mess. Farmer John was there to save this. But once we had all the pieces out to pasture, we were good to go. Hey guys, so making some progress, although we slowed down considerably, but a lot of like fits and starts, a couple hours here, a few hours there. So I would say altogether we probably have, so let's call it 16 hours, and with a couple people is where we got to this point. And things are going really, really smooth up until we had to figure out how to get the canvas or the tarp or whatever you call that thing that goes over it, like how that's all secured on there. So just in case you are watching this planning on building one of these yourself, let me show you kind of like what we're dealing with. All right, so yeah, the structure itself went up great without a hitch. That was very easy based on Hen Gear's directions. When it got to this point where we had to put this piece on, that's where things started kind of falling apart, or just it wasn't obvious what to do, right? So the trick is, I actually called up Bryce at Hen Gear, who has been awesome, by the way, at kind of helping out and figuring out, you know, he got on FaceTime with me and we kind of had to figure some stuff out together, but customer support has been really good. But when it comes to this, you want to have the side with two notches facing the outside. We're going to be using that to secure the canvas. What is that word? I don't know. I'm going to call it a canvas. Secure the canvas too. So if you notice on the other side here, this side only has, you know, one notch, and you can't get the wiggle wire in there. And if you don't know what a wiggle wire is, like I didn't know what a wiggle wire is, I'm going to show you that in a minute. Yeah, that's Mark. He's been helping us out with delivering eggs, building hoop coops on the side. How's it going?
How's the weather down there?
How's it up there? So figuring out these things, what the heck these things were, and how we used the wiggle wires with this to attach it to the frame was also a little bit of a learning curve. So the coop is actually sent with two different types of these wiggle wire clamps, call them. I don't know if that's the right word. You think that's the right word? She doesn't know. And so there are these ones that are a little bit thicker, and then there's these ones down here that go up on the roll-up rod. They're a little bit thinner. You can see it kind of fits on the rod there. So we initially put those thinner ones on the frame here. We kind of had to screw those in with the tech screws, and we realized that those were not the right ones. There simply wasn't enough of them to like go around both sides of the hoop house. The way that these are used is to simply, not very simply, you kind of wiggle it on there, and that is what keeps the canvas in place. As far as this roll-up rod, this was also very, very confusing from the video. It wasn't really obvious how that goes on there. So all of this does is it just hangs there. It uses gravity to stay in place. We're gonna use the wiggle wire, the smaller wiggle wire bars on there to put the bigger canvas that's hanging out over here. We're gonna roll that out and use the wiggle wires to secure it to that roll-up bar. And then we're gonna throw it over. This is the game plan anyways. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna throw it over the hoop house and do the same thing on the other end of the hoop house, where we're gonna have another roll-up bar with a wiggle wire to secure that end of the canvas. So then we'll have an entire roof over. And then the ropes, the video actually calls for ropes going on before you do anything, but in actuality, the ropes don't go on until after you're all done with putting the whole top on, because the ropes is what kind of secures the roll-up bars like into place, so it's not just like flapping in the wind. we kind of are up against time, like big time. We're out here. Snow is coming in the next couple days, and then it drops to like negative degrees. So we really want to try to get this finished up ASAP. Wish us luck. It's awesome. Got ourselves a hoop coop. I wasn't really sure how that was gonna work, but yeah, just kind of working it from the inside, making it go over. So yeah, here's the other thing with these things is that when you're securing them onto the ends here, they don't just magically float on like they do in the video. Which would be really nice. And you have to cut them. So kind of figure out like where you want it to go. Take a little rough measurement, use a Sawzall to cut them off in the length that you need. And that's how you get them onto the sides. Oh, I almost forgot about this. It's also very confusing. These things, the first things I kind of got stuck on. These here on the video, they also just magically fly into place and you're not really sure how or why or what's attached where. I was talking to Bryce and he was saying that they just put screws, you know, put one screw in here to keep it in place and then put some screws right into here to just secure this bar into place. What's weird is that these screws just stick out. I mean, you can see it here. I mean, they just like the pointy end of the screws just sticking out there, which the video shows it being screwed from the inside out. So the pointy part's gonna be on the outside, which with this, it just, I don't think that makes sense. Now, Bryce told me that it's not a big deal because if there's anywhere that this can get cut, like having it be where this wiggle wire is like an okay for place for the canvas to get cut. But that didn't really make sense to me. So I screwed them from the outside in. So the pointy edge of the screws there, but that was one of the most awkward parts, I think, of this whole build was having that, which it didn't seem like that should be there. But I think it will work though, so fingers crossed. All right, guys, so chickens are coming in just a couple days. The hoop house is mostly done, well, the outside of it anyways, so we still got to build out the laying boxes inside, get their water, their feed, all that stuff set up in there. So working on that in the next couple of days here, preparing for them to come. Fortunately, we have this really awesome weather that unexpectedly came, and I got to disinfect all of our equipment here that was used for our previous chickens. So we're trying to disinfect all these so that when the new chickens arrive, they have a nice clean place to start, because heaven forbid those chickens got the infection as well. Oh my God, they'd kill me. All right, guys, so chickens are coming tomorrow, and we haven't done anything with the interior of our hoop coop here. So today, kind of scrambling to get the interior finished up. And so with the interior, we're gonna need to put some laying boxes on the sidewalls, which actually aren't a priority because these chickens aren't actually laying eggs yet. We got to put roosting bars along the bottom here. Also set up the feed and the water. And the biggest wild card and all that is the watering system. I've never actually built this type of watering system before. Well, I take that back. I actually did do a video where we actually had a very similar water system where we had a 30-gallon drum and we heated it. So it is actually very similar to that, but I'm using like this kit from Farm Tech, and I've never put this kit together before. So that is going to be the biggest wild card to all this, but I should probably stop talking and get to work. Of course, we didn't get everything done we wanted to, but they have food and they have water, although I couldn't get that water system working the way I wanted it to. It was still leaking a little bit, but we got water with the normal fountains, so we should be good for them to come tomorrow. I'm excited.